Hey YouTubers, Tom here with Hilltop Machine Works. So I got a question for you guys. How much does a free fan cost? Yeah, so let me give you a little backstory here. So my buddy had a welding shop about 15 years ago, and he decided he's going to close up shop, and we are over there moving stuff. And he had this box fan that you see over here, the blue one. And he said, "Hey, you want the box fan?" And I was like, "Well, sure, I'll take it." So he gave it to me, and he said it kind of works. It'll run for a while and then turn off, and then run for a while and turn off. And I'm like, okay, but you know, hey, free fan's free fan. So fast forward to, I don't know, 6 months ago or so, and sure enough, you plug it in, it runs for about 5 minutes and then shuts off. 10 minutes later it comes back and runs for about 5 minutes. So I was figuring the motor was on its last leg. So get a catalog from Surplus Center, and in there they had a good selection of motors. So I was like, oh sweet, maybe it's time to fix the fan. So I grabbed this nice ball door, 1/2 horsepower here, 1/2 inch shaft. I was like, oh, perfect. So when it comes in, go to replace the old motor, and I start looking at it, and the motor says 230 volts, and it has a 110 plug on it. So go figure, no wonder. So whoever put that fan together, I don't know why they did it the way they did, not put a 220 or 230 plug on it. It probably would have worked fine, but anyways, I've got enough equipment already pulling 220 that I figured I'd just go back to 110. So here we are, and the original motor, the body was different. It had an external capacitor, but it wasn't like this hump right here. So totally different design. So I had to basically remove the mounting system and come up with another mounting system. So what I did, went to the scrap yard, picked up a big old chunk of steel, and then turned it down and basically made a mount. And then this slid into there, bolted up, and this was hanging up, and everything was peachy. Well, ran into the same problem. It would run for about 5 minutes, the motor would get really hot, and the thermal protector would come on and it would shut off. So I was like, maybe I got an issue with the motor or something, and did it a couple more times. So trying to eliminate the problem, took the fan blade off and ran it, and the motor ran fine. Ran like 20 minutes and barely got warmer than room temperature. So obviously the fan here, even though it's aluminum with a steel frame, must weigh just too much and puts too much stress on the shaft. So what I'm going to do is do a pulley system. So grabbed a piece of just, you know, mystery steel, which is probably 1018, as you can see, because it's a horrible finish, but I'm going to weld on it anyways. Bored it out, press some bearings in. Well, got the shaft diameter turned down, got some flats on it, and then I put the shaft in the freezer, got it nice and cold, and then pressed it in, and it worked pretty good. So now I've got to basically build a mounting system to mount this, and then I've got to mount the motor. So that's where we're at now. So I'll move you over here. So this is where we're at on the fan. Hopefully you can see it. So I had to cut it down. So the plan is eventually this is going to mount like this, and pulley here, front of the fan is there, and then the motor's going to be down here. So I will I guess bring you back here once I get some stuff made and give you some progress. Alright, so this is where we're at now. I think what I'm going to do is, I just got this tack welded, is to go and put a hinge right here. That way I can rotate her, get the belt on and off, and then also I can tension her. And then I'll probably go over here and then just thinking about a couple pieces of angle plate, run a couple holes through it, and that way I can bolt her down, and hopefully we'll be good to go and she'll be rocking and rolling. I thought I had a hinge, but unfortunately I don't. So I'm gonna have to make a run up to the big box store and pick something up. So anyways, I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, I'm back. Gonna go handheld here. So this is what I went and did. So I got a hinge on here, and then I've got a bolt which I milled out a slot so that way you can adjust it, so hopefully still a little warm. So you got the ability for it to collapse, so I can get the belt on and off, and then it'll pull it tight, and hopefully it'll be close to about right here, and then that way she'll run good and I can keep good tension on the belt, and then when I need to get it off I can just undo the bolt and let it flip forward. So that's where we're at. Now I gotta figure out a good way to mount the motor down there, and we'll be getting this puppy wrapped up. So I'll bring you back once I kind of figure out a way to get a good mounting system. Hey guys, bring you back here. So what I've got, I just got the bracket welded on, a little bit of a spacer so it drops down. The motor's going to sit on it, and obviously I've got the fan upside down. I just went a little handheld here, so hopefully it's not too bad. And got the motor wired. I had to get in there and reverse it, since it's on the back side of it, it's going to be spinning the other direction, so the fan will pull the right way. So anyways, let me get this bracket here cleaned up. I've got to get all that paint off of it, grind some of the weld off, and then that is going to get welded on to this bracket, and I think we're going to be good to go. I picked up the belt, so we got that. Ended up being 15.475. I think that means 47.5 inches, and I'm not sure what the 1.5 is. I don't know if that designates like half-inch thick or not, but anyways, let me get working on this and I'll bring you back. Well, I thought our buddy was going to show up on this project. Matter of fact, I think I even saw him driving down the street one time, but at least he didn't turn into the drive and come into the shop. So I am glad that I finally got this fan knocked out. So here we go. Here's the completed project. She works like a charm. I ran her for about 25 minutes, and bearings stayed room temperature. Motor got a little warm, about 110 degrees. About the second time I've run it, so hopefully, I don't know, breaking it in or what. Hopefully it won't get to the point where she's going to thermally shut off, because that was a problem originally. That's why we had to go to the pulley system. But anyway, so I guess to answer the question, what does a free fan cost? I think I've got $140 in materials, and of course, you know, several hours of labor. So I probably would have been better off to just scrap it and buy a new one. But hey, nothing wrong with getting in the shop and like Dale Derry says, make something cool. Anyways, thanks guys for watching, and catch me on the next one.